I hope you're doing well. It's Monday today, and a quick live on this thing called negativity bias. So, I coach and train a lot of executives, and we conduct 360 surveys where people, direct reports, peers, bosses, etc., all provide input about a leader's performance. And oftentimes in those reports, there are strengths as well as some areas for improvement that other people highlight for this particular leader. Now, whenever I debrief, most times when I debrief these reports with leaders, one of the first things that they talk about is that one thorny comment that really drags them down and doesn't make them feel good, and that troubles them, and sometimes they lose sleep over it and they get really worried about it. They try and figure out who said this comment about me and what can I do about it. And oftentimes when I look at the comment that they question, it's actually not something that substantial. Looking at it from an objective person's viewpoint, from an outside party's viewpoint, oftentimes it's not actually that big of a deal. But our mind has this thing called a negativity bias. We focus on the negative and then we get tunnel vision. That's the only thing we focus on. And guess what? We forget the 100 other things that people have said that are really good about you, that are really your strengths. And so this negativity bias is real. It comes from, back in the day when, we were cavemen and women and we were running from a saber-toothed tiger. We had to focus on the negative and what might go wrong. We had to focus on the risk of things. And that required a lot of energy, a lot of thoughtfulness on how we planned whatever it is that we were doing, hunting and finding food, etc. Well, we have evolved since then, obviously, but the triggers are the same. And when we assess risk, oftentimes we don't assess it proportionate to the effort that is required to resolve that risk. Sometimes one comment out of 20 comments will stick out and it triggers the same response where we start worrying about our performance. We start worrying about how we'll be perceived. We start worrying about what we will do next. If we really consider the risk at hand based on the feedback that's given, the one thorny comment, and we look at it in realistic light, okay, yeah, I've got 20 comments that are really good about me as well. And so if I pause and consider those other 20 comments that were good about me, I will then start dedicating the right amount of mental, emotional, and physical resources towards the things that really need my attention. And maybe that one comment is one comment that one person said, and so it's actually not all that important. If 10 people were saying the same thing, then maybe it is important. But if one person's saying it, maybe it's not that important. Maybe it's just one observation in one instance, and I'd rather focus on the strengths that other people are calling my attention to so that I can do more of those. Or I'd rather focus my attention on something that really warrants more thoughtfulness, more emotional energy, and a change in behavior. So negativity bias is real, and sometimes we have to exert extra effort to snap out of it and focus on the things that are going well around us, focus on our strengths so that we can balance life a bit and start increasing our well-being. I hope you find this post useful. Comment below and let me know. Does negativity bias drag you down sometimes? What do you do to snap out of it? How do you get out of that tendency to just focus on the negative and balance it by also realistically looking at the positive and the good things that are happening around you by focusing on your strengths? Comment below and let me know. More videos to come. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.